$4.50 for my food, my drink, the shrimp balls, and the burning mouth. $4.50. Wow. It is a miracle that I did not eat twice as many as this, but you'll see. I still have more places to go.อร่อยครับ So on the menu here in the food court, I went all around and I found a spot that only had the entire menu, only in Thai. There were some that had some English words on there, English sort of descriptions. This is Khao Pao Mu, okay, Khao Pao Mu. This has kale, it has pork. This is all pork that is, they're stewing that up. And you saw that big, huge pot full of this pork, and that just is boiling in that pot all day, and they're continually serving, and so it's always fresh. But all of that fatty goodness is all inside the actual water, the broth, that it's just boiling with all kinds of spices and all kinds of goodness. What I love about this is they also have this, it's a boiled egg. I'm just gonna pick this up with my hands, why not? There's a boiled egg, and they have cooked this with the oyster sauce, so it has all of that flavor in the egg white, and that just seeps in. You can see how it actually just changes the color of the egg itself. So all that flavor is in there, and it's inside the yolk itself. You have a whole egg that they've cut in half. Very, very tender and tasty. And then served over rice, of course. So I already added all of the nam pla and everything else that would go into this. So it's already all spiced up and ready to go. The smell of this, it's too bad that I can't somehow have a link to the smell. That would be the best, because there's an actual smell to this. And then, so here's the pork, and I have no idea what part of the pork this is, but you can see that it is kind of like a fattier part of the pork. You kind of have the pork skin on there, and oh wow, and it really has that really deep flavor of that oyster sauce, more than the fish sauce, that sweeter flavor of the oyster sauce. And the pork itself, oh wow, is just very, very soft. It's very, very soft. And I don't know, this is really like, I mean, this could be pork snout for all I know, but it all has this sort of pork skin feel to it. And so then you have this layer here, this layer of fat. Look at that, look at that. And so that layer of fat, if you're not into it, you're not into it. But you know, let's say if you're into eating chicken skin, we'll say, then you would really love this, because if you know, like, the chicken skin kind of has all of that flavor that gets kind of cooked into the chicken. All that flavor is right here inside the skin of the mule, the pork. Once you get to the rice itself, the rice, as you know, so as she was getting this ready, she sort of poured that, all that, we'll call it pork stock that was in that big stew pot, and she poured that over the rice before she put the pork on top. So the rice has all of that flavor in there as well. And this really gives you that full experience when they're talking about all the different flavors that'll be in one Thai dish. So as I take a bite of this, so the pork itself, it has a sweet flavor of that oyster sauce, but it's also kind of salty. And then the oyster sauce has that sweet flavor, but also with a little bit of the seafood aftertaste. The kale is nice because not only does it add a little bit of greenery, makes it look nice, but as you're taking a bite, you also get a little bit of the different textures. You have the textures of the pork, that sort of very super soft pork skin, and that texture of the very fatty pork, along with the rice that has all those flavors of that pork stock. Then you have this crunchy of the kale. Then once you get to the egg itself, maybe this will be a better view. You can see how all of that oyster sauce has really seeped into the egg white in there. And if you really want to be a boss, and I do in this moment, you get some of the pork, some of the rice, a little of that kale, and you put that egg on there, and that, my friends, is just a little bit of heaven. Well, traffic or no traffic, it is an easy hop from the Victory Monument BTS Sathani to right here, National Stadium BTS Sathani, the Station National Stadium. So as soon as you get off at the National Stadium, you're going to see that there is just an array of choices and options. You've got the Bangkok Art and Culture Center, and where we're going right now is Mabokrung, also known as MBK. Now this is your one-stop shop whether you want to get almost said a torasat, which is a telephone, a mobile, as they say, or if you want to get a t-shirt, you want to get jewelry, you want to get cosmetics. What I want to get is I want to get into the food court is what I want to get into. The MBK food court was one of the very first ones sort of set the standard for food courts here in Bangkok. And so a lot of the food courts throughout sort of use MBK as their litmus. So you're gonna see it's a little bit, well, it's a lot different from the Century Mall food court. Just as tasty though. Let's go check it out. And you know what they have here that we're gonna check out that I really enjoy is vegetarian options. You're gonna get to see a little bit of what all's here, but the vegetarian options for my vegetarian brothers and sisters out there who are wondering if Bangkok is gonna forget about you. Bangkok does not forget about you. They call it Ahan J. So if you are a vegetarian, you wanna say, you want to kin Ahan J. Ahan J is vegetarian food, and here at MBK, they have one of the tastiest vegetarian little shops in all of Bangkok. Believe that? In a food court. Let's go check it out.